Hare Krishna. So welcome to Corporate Bhagavad. There are prayers on my screen. You can repeat with me. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Dhyananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranvita Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapatantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahavana Raghunathamitam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagapate Gopeshu Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavani Shri Vishabhanu Sudhile Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatu Bhesha Kripa Sindhu Vaivaccha Pitana Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So welcome to Corporate Bhagavad Gita. We are discussing from Gitartha Sangraha summary studies by Srila Yamunacharya, Sripad Yamunacharya, and who is spiritual master of Ramanujarya, Sripad Ramanujarya. And we just started with the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So this is his verse where he summarizes Bhagavad Gita. 6th chapter, he says, Yoga Abhyasa Vidhi Yogi Chaturdha Yoga Sadhanam Yogi Siddhi Swagoesya Paramayam Shashtre Uchyate. Shashtre Uchyate means 6th chapter. Krishna is talking about Yoga Abhyasa Vidhi. So the Vidhi for Yoga Abhyas. So here he speaks about Dhyan Yoga. So what is the procedure? How to do this Dhyan Yoga? How to do this Dhyan Yoga? Next is Yoga Chaturdha. Yoga Chaturdha means there are 4 levels of Ashtanga Yogi or Dhyan Yogi, which is explained in 29 to 32 verse. Then Yoga Sadhanam. What are the key means of yoga? That is Vairagya and Abhyasa. 33, 34, 35, 36 verses. And then Yoga Siddhi. Yoga Siddhi is what he achieves. What a Dhyan Yogi achieves. What Siddhi he achieves. So it's from 37 to 46. Then the last is Paramayam. Sogoyasya Paramayam. What is the Param Yogi? The topmost yogi. So that is explained in 6.47. So we had just started with the 6th chapter. Let's get into it. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Anashritta Karma Phalam Karyam Karma Karoti ya Sa Sannyasi cha Yogi cha Na Niragnir Na Cha Kriyaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, one who is unattached to the fruits of his work and who works as he obligated in the renounced order of life, he is true mystic, nor he who lights no fire and performs no duty. So first 9 verses of the chapter are recap of Karma Yoga. And Anashritta Karma Phalam. Karyam Karma. So one has to do some work for livelihood, for his psychophysical nature, his interest, right? So he has to do, but there is no escape from it. Everyone does some work, dharmic work, various other dharmic karya also, like marriage, children, so many yagyas, pilgrimage, and he anashritta karma phalam. So whatever fruits he is there, he gets out of doing it, he offers it to the Supreme Lord. So that is nothing but Karma Yoga. So this is the smallest definition of Karma Yoga. Now Krishna, he says Sa Sannyasi cha Yogi cha. The yogi here means Karma Yogi and Sannyasi here means Gyan Yogi. Gyan Yogi is one who takes the Upanishad path, and he has to take sannyas. So the karma yogi is same as Gyan yogi when he does the karma, karyam karma. When he does karma yoga, then it is same. So karma yogi does karma consciously to please the Lord and is not greedy for the result. He achieves the same result as Gyan yogi. The Gyan yogi does not do any karma. Okay? And he is on the path of self-realization. So that path of self-realization is achieved by karma yoga, a karma yogi. When he does his yoga, karmas, and he does it for pleasing the Lord and not greedy for the result. So, yeah, so both of them achieve the same thing. Niragnir. Agnir here is in any Vedic system, one there is fire. Okay. So karma yoga is involvement of all these things. And why karma yogi is better than Gyan yogi? First of all, he gets the same result as Gyan yogi. That is Atma Sakshatkar, self-realization. Second thing is he gets protection from doing the karma yoga. So if he engages his swabhava, if he engages his senses, if he engages his psychophysical nature in karma yoga, then there is very less chance that he will fall down to sense gratification. He will fall down to from dharmic path to a dharmic path. A Gyan yogi, on the other hand, if he is not able to control his mind and senses, he will fall down to various kinds of scams, and various kinds of sense gratification. So it is a difficult path. It's a difficult path. Whereas karma yoga, it is involving all kinds of work, but it gives protection also from that and keeps one on the path of self-realization. Why? Because he is not greedy for the result. So he is not engaging in sense gratification. He is doing it to please the Lord. So his activities are protecting him and not bringing him down. And he is active. Whereas a Gyan yogi is not active in any kind of work. So there is a chance that he may fall down. Need to mute.
Yeah, I joined from two. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So last time we discussed a lot about karma yogi is better than Gyan yogi. He keeps himself engaged and he doesn't fall down. Whereas a Gyan yogi, he has no engagement. So he has to meditate, he has to speculate, he has to be away from the society. A karma yogi is within the society. Gyan yogi has to leave the society. Be 3 days. He he cannot stay at a place for 3 days. Such kind of rules are there for Gyan yogi. So it is very difficult. If he stays among the in the society, then he may fall down. That's why we are seeing so many babajis and so many so-called sadhus, being caught by police every year for for various kinds of scam, abuses, criminal activities, because they should not be in the society. They should come in the society, quickly go out. But if they remain and they are not doing any karma, then they will do all kinds of other things. So it is riskier path. Okay. Now the Dhyan Yoga that is explained in this particular chapter is meant for Karma Yoga, Karma Yogi. This Dhyana one is mainly to meditate on oneself as the Atma. So this is the yoga sadhana that Krishna is telling in this 6th chapter. And the Karma Yogi, what he does is in the morning time, in the Brahma Muhurta time, that is before sunrise, he does meditation. every day. So that is the Dhyan Yoga that he has to perform. Okay. Any questions, any comments, you can interrupt me, no problem. यन संन्यासम इति प्राहुर योगम तम विद्धि पांडवा न हि अन्यास न हि असन्यास्त संकल्प योगी भवति कश्चन. What is called renunciation you should know to be same as yoga or linking oneself with the supreme, O son of Pandu. For one can never become a yogi unless he renounces the desire for sense gratification. In this verse, the Jnana Yoga is contained in Karma Yoga. What is Sannyas Yoga? That is, what is Sannyas? That is Jnana Yoga, is same as Karma Yoga. How? Because one is detached from the world, detached from the result. Second is Samakalpa, Sankalpa. Sankalpa here means to think that the body and soul are same. So the kalpana to think that body and soul are same, that is given up. A sannyasa. That is a sannyasta sankalpa. Means this thought that the body and the soul is same is given up. In the Jnana Yoga path also, they are doing Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga means they are finding out what we really are. So there are 24 elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether, senses. So all this, the Jnana Yogi, he keeps thinking about it. What is this elements? And at the end, he comes to the understanding that I am actually the soul, not the body. A Karma Yogi, while doing activities, being detached to that result, he gives up the idea that the body and soul is same. 1 minute. Oh. Okay. He gives up the idea that the body and soul is same. Okay. He understands that. He gives up the bodily concept of life. A sannyasta sankalpa. So therefore the Karma Yogi is same as Jnana Yogi. And second thing is, there is a statement here. Yogi bhavati kaschana. Nahi asanyasta sankalpo yogi bhavati kaschana. One can never become a yogi unless he renounces the desire for sense gratification. So this is a very powerful statement. And the example Sripad Ramanacharya gives is, we can say Arjuna is a good archer. Okay. So there can be many other good archers. Arjuna is also good archer. But more powerful sentence is, no one is as good as Arjuna in archery. That is a powerful statement. That makes Arjuna on top of all of them. Similarly, if we want to become yogi, then we have to give up the bodily concept of life. So without giving bodily concept of life, you cannot become a yogi. So this is a very, very important qualification, very first step, that is to give up the conception of bodily concept of life. That I am this body. No. The body and soul is not the same. I will use the body in service of Krishna, or in all the Dhyan Yoga process or Karma Yoga process, like that. Okay. Arukshur Munier Yogam Karma Karanam Uchyate Yoga Rudasya Taseva Samaha Karanam Uchyate. For one who is neophyte in the eightfold yoga system, work is said to be the means. For one who is already elevated in the yoga, cessation of all material activity is said to be the means. Now two words are used, Aruruksho and Yoga Rudasya. So Aruruksho means one who is just starting phase of Dhyana Yoga or Karma Yoga, or actually Dhyana Yoga. One is just starting Dhyana Yoga. Okay. And Yoga Rudasya is one who is expert in Dhyana Yoga. So Aruruksha is neophyte in Dhyana Yoga. So he is climbing the yoga ladder. He has to do Karma Yoga. He has to do Karma Yoga. But a Yoga Rudasya, One who has already achieved the highest goal of this Ashtanga Yoga, he did not do any activity. Okay, he did not do any activity because he has done. But in in third chapter 17th verse, Krishna says that such yoga rudasya, they also do some work. Why? Because they want to set example for common people. Common people should not think that he is not doing any work, so I will also not do any work. So the Shrestha, the topmost people in the society, they should set example. So Krishna gives the example of Janak Maharaj, who was a perfect karma yogi, and for him to do any work was not needed because he had already achieved Atma Sakshatkar. So nothing was needed for him. He was already on the spiritual platform. But he continued doing his duties. Why? To set example for common people so that common people don't get confused. So Yoga Rudha is advanced stage, and at that point there is no need for any karma. Okay. यदा हि नेन्द्रियार्थेषु न कर्मसु अनुसज्जते सर्वसंकल्प सन्यासी योग रूढ़स्य तदोच्यते. A person is said to be elevated in yoga when he has renounced all material desire. He neither acts for sense gratification nor engages in fruitive activities. Okay, now what is this yoga rudha stage? First thing is na indriyarteshu. He is not attached to the objects of the senses. What are the objects of the senses? Senses, each sense have a certain object. Like eyes, they want to see some beautiful things. Tongue, they want to taste something very sweet, very nice. So somebody who is not attached to the external objects of the senses is a yoga rudha. Second thing is na karmasu. He is not even attached to the accumulation of sense objects. We all are working to accumulate money, right? And we have some attachment for it. But the yoga rudha, he is not into accumulation. He doesn't care. He is first of all not attracted to the objects, and he doesn't care that okay, such things should be, I need to accumulate and keep for myself. And third thing is he is not attracted to the happiness of these sense objects. Sarva sankalpa. Now there is a certain happiness one gets when one access this sense objects, like seeing beautiful things, eating very nice things. There is some happiness. One is not even, the yoga rudha is not even attached to this happiness also. For example is like Prahlad Maharaj. He was not attached to any object. He didn't even accumulate. And his happiness was not on the material platform, it was on the spiritual platform. Another example is Lord Shiva, Shiv Bhagwan. Does Shiv Bhagwan has a home? Has anyone heard Shiv Bhagwan having a home?
No, sir.
No, right?
Nice, sir. Kailash,
that is just a place, and
yeah.
underneath a tree he is staying.
Yeah.
So once Parvati said, we are staying in this underneath the tree, we should have a home. So then Lord Shiva said, okay, let's have a home. Now when the what is it called, that Graha Puja is there, na? What is it called?
Gopravesha.
Graha Pravesh.
Graha Pravesh, yeah.
Graha Pravesh. So he was doing Graha Pravesh and many Brahmins came. So he was donating. So one Brahmin asked, what do you want? So that Brahmana said, I want this house. And the Lord Shiva said, okay, you take the house. So again, Parvati said, okay, fine, let's stay under the tree only. And what kind of clothes does he wear?
No clothes, only the bark.
Yeah. So he's not attached to any object of the senses. He's not accumulating anything. He's not even attached to the happiness of the sense objects. So once, this is a little previous pastime. See, the devatas, they have to accept offering in the fire yagya. In the fire yagya, in the name of the devatas, various offerings are done: grains, and ghee, and like that, wood. So various names of the devatas have to be said to put it in the fire, and then these devatas, they get these offerings. Okay. In one such offering by Daksha, he was purposefully avoiding it for Shiva. Though
Hmm.
Shiva was present, he was purposefully avoiding it. And Shiva was least concerned. So he was not even attached to anything that he has to take. Okay.
Yeah.
So like this, this yoga ruda, they don't have to do anything, but then they will do. Why? To set example. Even though Lord Shiva doesn't have any attraction, still he marries, he has children, right? Because that gives good example. So one acharya said very nice thing. He said, in marriage of Ram and Sita, there is a lot of viraha. There's a lot of uh, exact word is separation, right?
Yeah. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. So, and in the marriage of Krishna, there are too many marriages.
Too many. Yeah.
16,100. That is also not possible for a common man. And too much of separation, that is also not desirable.
Yes, Prabhu.
But look at the marriage of Shiva and Parvati. That is very idle.
Hmm.
So he said their marriage is very idle compared to Ram and Sita and Krishna's marriage.
Yeah. So, Prabhuji, maybe that is the reason in the
Ah.
Savan month, all
Hmm.
the girls, I mean, unmarried girls,
Ah.
they do the Shivji ki puja.
Right, right. Right, yes, yes, that is true. For a good wife, one should pray to Shiva. For a good husband, one should pray to Parvati.
Parvati.
So, so yeah. So Shiva is yoga ruda. He is meditating. So once Parvati asks, "What are you meditating?" I am meditating on the name of Ram. He says like this. In another place, he says, "I am meditating on." There's the incarnation of Vishnu, Sankarshan. Yes.
Sankarshan. Sankarshan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the Bhagavatam, he says, "I'm meditating on Sankarshan," like that. Um, so he's a yoga ruda person. He's not attached to the objects of the senses, accumulating, neither attached to the happiness that the sense object gives. Now compare that, there is Indra and other devatas. They are very attached to all these things, right? They're very attached to it. If they lose, they will cry, they'll fight, they'll go to Vishnu and say, "We lost," right? But if Shiva loses, nothing is easy. So like that. So there's the yoga ruda stage. Okay. Neophyte forcibly stays away. Okay. So the yoga ruda advanced stage, he doesn't have to endeavor. He doesn't have even to endeavor to be away from the sense objects. Like in the neophyte stage, the yogi has to physically keep himself away from the sense objects. Okay. He has to struggle to control his mind. But in the advanced stage, there is no such struggle because that attraction is not there. Getting? A very simple example I'll give you. In your childhood, you may be very attached to one particular toy, whatever that toy may be, small car or something. As you grow and you become 15-year-old, and then your mother shows this is the toy that you were very attached, you didn't give to anyone. What do you think a 15-year-old will look at that car and say? He really show the same attachment, right? He won't show only. He'll say, "Oh, forget it, mommy," right? Similarly, on a very advanced stage, there is no need for any kind of force. One is experiencing higher pleasure to such an extent that he doesn't have to even put efforts in controlling his mind and senses, because always his mind and senses are already on the higher uh, goals and higher pleasures. Okay. Now there is some things that are there. See, karma yoga is what? Karma yoga is to find out what is our swabhava, our interests, our likes, dislikes, our innate qualities, what we are made for, and then put efforts in that direction to align with our swabhava, right? So that whole thing is called as self discovery. Okay. So one has to discover yourself from the psychophysical point of view, so that you can align your effort, work, attitude, everything in that direction, and then you will be happy. If somebody likes to be a businessman, if he does business, then only he'll be happy. I gave this example. I have a friend who somehow joined engineering college and became a teacher, but after a few years he was struggling to continue to be teacher, even though he was teaching nicely, etc., but he was struggling. One day he analyzed. He said, I have inner desires for business. Then he said, my father was a businessman, my grandfather was a businessman, everybody in my family is a businessman. I am the one who became a teacher, and I'm not liking this teacher job, and my whole thoughts are going towards business. So then one day he left his teacher job and he started his own business, and today he's running three businesses. He's doing three businesses.
Nice.
So
Wow.
when one discovers his sabhava, his inclination, and then aligns his activities, then he becomes happy and he can get success. Success over there means he's successful in doing that. It is not like he becomes super rich billionaire. No, he gets success in whatever he is doing. That is a success. Now, second path is self improvement. Self improvement is something where one focuses on one particular thing and keeps doing the same thing again and again and again and again. So there's a very nice proverb by Bruce Lee, actually. By Bruce Lee, there is a very nice proverb. Um, Let me find out. On practice, he said, practice one kick. Huh. What he says? I fear not a man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once. Means there can be various kinds of kicking. Okay, in karate or whatever martial art, there can be various kinds of kicking, like jump and kick, single shot, double shot, triple shot. Okay, so he says, I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kick once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times.
Mm, nice.
So one kick he has practiced 10,000 times, meaning the moment if he gets the opportunity, that one kick can bring down the opponent. Why?
Perfection. Yeah.
Because he has practiced that one kick. So this is called self improvement. This is called self improvement, where one focuses on one thing and he does that same thing to improve that thing, perfect that thing. Just like, there is students in 11th, 12th, 10th, 11th, 12th, they are focused on their NEET exam or IIT exam, and for that they will keep everything away, mobiles away, TV away. I have a friend who did engineering from IIT Kharagpur and masters in Carnegie Mellon, and he was telling me how he prepared for his JEE exam. So he said me one fine day, in when he was in 10th or after 10th, He went to the living room, he packed up the television, and he kept it on top of the room. And he said, no one will see television from now till I complete my IIT JEE exam.
Nice.
And 2 years he focused like anything. And he got into IIT Kharagpur, electrical engineering, electronic engineering.
Super.
So that is self-improvement, to focus on one thing and just perfect it. So similarly, in countries like Russia and China, when they see some young children, they are expert in certain sports, then they will take them out and make them practice throughout their life on that particular sport, whether it be skating or some other sports and all that, judo. Then there's a very high chance that that person will win the Olympic gold, right? And that's what even various kinds of sports, they will say we have to identify the talent early and make them practice for many years, right? We hear such news. So all these things are nothing but self improvement, where one focuses one thing and uh, just keeps honing on that skill, right? Similarly, Karna, he was focused on archery even better than Arjuna. Arjuna was also focused on archery, but he looked at other aspects of life, Gandharva dance, and many other things he learned. Now, there's a very interesting thing where Krishna says that mode of ignorance is to think one thing is as all in all. So if somebody focuses on one thing only and thinks that is all in all, then actually that is tamas.
Namaskar, Vansa.
Actually, that is like kind of madness. Okay. Now, here what happens is when one is completely focused on self improvement, then he forgets about self discovery, because we are not meant to do one thing, right? There's an overall growth of our personality that is more important. But if only self improvement is spoken, is the focus, then self discovery will be lost. So what happens is, like I talk about the sports people, who have achieved gold medal and all this. Now they were trained from young age for this one thing and one thing only, right? And after achieving that, when they retire, then they have no other thing to do in life. Now they have said that 20 years I did one thing, and I have to retire because my body is not supporting. So now what I should do? Okay. So if a self improvement is focused for a very long time, more than required, then it will risk self discovery and the person won't grow overall. So therefore self improvement has to be very strategic and it has to be time bound. That is more important. Okay. So karma yoga is actually self discovery, and self improvement should be included in it, but it should be time bound. It should not go on for many years. No, not needed. Otherwise it becomes tamas. So holistic progress, holistic education, holistic um, growth is more important. Okay. Self improvement can be done for certain period of time. Okay. Does this make sense, this self improvement, self discovery discussion that we have?
Yeah, I think this is a eye opener, Prabhuji. I mean,
Yeah.
getting this insight into these two finer elements, because it's quite like mixing on the gross
Yes.
level.
See, because the reason is, like you take these UPSC exams. How many years And how many years these students are preparing for UPSC exams?
Minimum 4 years at least.
Yeah. Some are preparing for 10 years also.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
Now, not everyone gets into the UPSC, right?
True, Prabhuji.
So what happens to these people? Finally, one
They,
day they have to give up,
yeah.
and they enter the society and they start doing a particular kind of job just because they have to do the job. That is the time they say, okay, it was waste and all. So they lost the time for self discovery, and they didn't achieve even self improvement. So this is what is happening in today's society, that in the name of self improvement, self discovery is lost, and people are becoming more frustrated.
Very interesting, Prabhuji. Very
Yeah.
interesting.
So therefore we should encourage for self discovery, and for certain period of time there can be self improvement, but it should be time bound. So that's how we can balance, and we can give a holistic growth of young people.
Prabhuji, one question.
Yeah.
So, because it's a highly relevant and self-discovery part, okay, uh, like few tips on which the students or the early professionals, like those who have just completed their higher education and they are going into the corporate life. So, some like for them to discover self-discovery for them, I mean, I think maybe few tips can be there. Like, for example, focusing on what. Like, otherwise, we are having a very generic and a very high level words, you know, like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
meditation,
Okay,
dhyan, yeah.
okay. I will talk about it.
Yeah, please.
Um, First, let's say the children, who are in school.
Yeah.
Apart from academics, they should be in sports. They should be in music. They should be in arts. Everything. Let them explore all the sides of all these things. Okay. Whether they become expert or not is another matter. But giving them enough exposure in all these areas, okay, it develops them into a very holistic person. It should not be just grades. Neither it should be only sports. Neither it should be only arts. Neither it should be only music. It should be everything. So in our Gurukula system, our Vedic Gurukula system, 64 arts were taught. Sewing, many things actually. Let me see if we can get the list. 64 arts in Gurukul. Let's see if we can get some list. Yeah, singing, musical, dancing, drama, theatrics, painting, face painting, jewelry, ground artwork, gardening, perfumes, drinks, household management, public speaking, etc., etc. So many things. Juggling, chessboard. So 64 arts were taught, not just one thing. Okay, not just the shastras, but all of these things. Then depending on then the student themselves would pick up one of them and move forward, because that is what he likes the most, so he will go. So that is about the school system. And that's about children in schools. Now your question is someone going from higher grade to job and all that, right? Isn't it?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, next is
Yeah.
for higher.
Yeah. So if somebody is entering into job and all this, then there are other aspects of life that they should also give equal importance other than being just workaholic. What are the other aspects? Health, wealth management, relationships, hobbies. Okay, over a period of time these things become support system in people who are working in industry or whatever business and all that. Where is all this written in Bhagavad Gita? Let's put up like this. So in the 6th chapter only, Krishna says, hmm, there is no possibility of becoming a yogi. Oh Arjuna, if one eats too much, too little, sleeps too much, does not sleep enough. Second thing he says, he should be regulated in the habits of eating, sleeping, recreation, work. Now I told about other things, right? One of the most important thing is in the Gurukul system, the spiritual activity is also taught. Spiritual activities, spiritual sadhana. Okay, that was also taught. So somebody entering, into adult life and all that, they should have a spiritual activity with them, spiritual sadhana, where
Yes, yes,
yeah, where two things are there: regular recitation of the Vedic Shastras and certain sadhana of meditation. Okay, either it could be pranayam, it could be meditating on the self, it could be meditating on Paramatma, or as a bhakti yogi, chanting the holy name of Krishna. That sadhana should be there. Okay, so both things are there. Sadhana needed and Shravanam is needed.
yeah, Prabhuji. I think this 2023, no? That's correct. Yeah,
No, 2020, 17, 16, 17.
60, 70. Okay.
Hmm. And there are other things also. Krishna says in 17th chapter, austerity. No? Hmm. For holistic living, na, we should look
Yeah,
at this austerity of body,
speech.
speech, and mind. So, body consists of worship of the Supreme Lord, the Brahmanas, the spiritual master, and superiors like father and mother in cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, non-violence. And austerity of speech consists of speaking that is truthful, pleasing, beneficial, and not agitating others, and also in regularly reciting Vedic literatures. And austerity of mind is satisfaction, simplicity, gravity, self-control, purification of one's existence. So such things, should also be in the aspect of people. Okay. Okay. So I talked about self-discovery, self-improvement. Let's get into verse number 5. उद्धरेत आत्मा आत्मानम नात्मानम अवसाद्यते आत्मभि आत्मनो बंधुर आत्मैव रिपुर आत्मनः. One must discover himself with the help of mind and not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. So Sripad Ramanujan explains that if we control our mind, with the help of mind we can achieve and we can progress in spiritual life. So first is control our mind. Now the very interesting thing is 8 times the word atma is used, 8 times. Okay, and each word atma means different at different place. At certain place it means mind, at another place it means atma. Okay, so mind can be friend and he can be enemy. So under any situation one can progress in spiritual life. Just keep our mind in control, then progress in spiritual life is guaranteed. Same verse, next one. Bandhur atmanas tasya yena atmaiva atmanam jitah अनामत्तस्तु शत्रुत्वे वर्तते शत्रुत्वात्. For him who has conquered the mind is the best of friend. And for who has failed to do so, his mind is remained the greatest enemy. So our determination is to stop our mind from moving here and there and bring it to our spiritual sadhana. For those who are chanting Hare Krishna, bring it to chanting one mantra at a time. Like that. So mind plays a big role in meditation, in spiritual sadhana. And we should not think that anything else is stopping us from this world. It is only our mind. Jitatmana prashantasya parmatma samahitah शीतोष्ण सुख दुखेषु तथा manapamanayoh. For one who has conquered the mind, the super soul is already reached. This is a very big statement. If you just control the mind, Paramatma is achieved. For he who has attained tranquility, to such man happiness, distress, heat, cold, honor and dishonor all sing. Okay, so here the word Paramatma is used. Paramatma. Srila Prabhupada says Paramatma is super soul. Shripad Ramanujarya says Paramatma can also mean the Atma in the body. So for who has conquered the mind, the Atma is realized. The Atma is realized. Why he says Atma? That is there, the soul in the body. Because he says that this Dhyan Yoga is mainly to meditate on one's soul. So here the Paramatma means Atma in the body, the soul in the body. Now control of the mind in such a way that we don't fall prey to three things: happiness and distress. Happiness and distress. Happiness and distress both can affect the mind like anything. Recently we had World Cup, and at the end of the World Cup, what we saw? One team won, another team lost. So one person was dancing because he won, and another person was distressed because he lost. The one who was in distress, he punched the other person who was happy. And this picture is the famous picture of the World Cup finals, that the losing team member hit the winning team member. He actually punched it. So happiness and distress can sway the people. The losing country became sad. All of them became sad. Oh, we lost. And the winning country, the people in the winning country, they became happy. Throughout the night they were enjoying. Ultimately only 10 people win, right? Those who played the match, that is the only team won, isn't it? Who will get the money? Who will get the prize money? Only the players, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
the mind tricks us and says you won, but actually in reality we don't get any real benefit out of it. So happiness and distress sway the mind. Heat and cold, the weather, the external factors, they also sway the mind like anything. Honor and dishonor. When somebody is honored, he feels such that I'm on top of the world. But when he's dishonored, he feels like I want to just run away from this world. So those who are doing yoga, right, they should control their mind. And when these situations happen, happiness, distress, heat, cold, should not get carried away by that. We should be Sama-drisithi, equanimity in such situations. Then only we can do yoga. So these are qualifications of yoga. Otherwise, it's not easy to do Dhyana Yoga. If we get dragged by happiness and distress and go to extremes, honor and dishonor and we go to extremes, then yoga becomes very difficult. So therefore, we should see both as same. We should be. A famous example is Sri Ram. When Sri Ram was told that you will become the king tomorrow, he didn't become happy and he started dancing. No, he was saying, "Okay, thank you." He went home. Within one night, because of Kaikai, next day morning, Ram was told what? You have to leave and go to forest for 14 years. Isn't it? At that point, what happened? Ram was not at all disturbed. With a very calm face, he accepted that thing and he started preparing to go to forest. So he was not swayed by happiness and distress. Okay? Okay. Jnana Vijnana Triptatma Kutastha Vijitendriya Yukta iti Uchate Yogi Samalotashma Kanchana. A person is said to be established in self-realization and is called yogi or mystic. When he is fully satisfied by virtue of acquired knowledge and realization, such a person is situated in transcendence and is self-controlled. He sees everything, whether it be pebbles, stones, or gold. Okay. So now we talked about situations. Situations that come in our life. We want to be economist. Now there are things that are there in our life, like pebble, stone, gold. That also Sama-drisithi. One should see equally. Such a person then can continue doing yoga. One of the words used here is Kutastha. Kutastha Vijayendriya. Kutastha means spiritually situated. Spiritually situated means this Kutastha is actually a, a word which is used for the Kuta stone of the blacksmith. So previously blacksmith would use a stone as a base and then use the metal and hammer it by keeping it on the kuta. That is the base, the stone base. Now this example kutastha means the stone base has not changed, but the various metals that have hit on it, they have turned into utensils. Similarly, the soul has not changed, but the body around it keeps changing. Okay, so that is the meaning of kutastha. That one understands that he is not the body, but he is the soul, and he is not changing, but the body keeps changing. Okay, next verse. Surun mitrari udasina madhyastha dvesha bandhasu sadhusu api papeshu samabuddhir vishishyate. Samabuddhir, sama-drishti. So same thing, sama-drishti, samatvam in various situations, in various items that we see. Now, in various people that there are around us. What kinds of people are around us? Surhit. Surhit means well-wishers. Well-wishers are those who are sometimes elder to us or younger to us. Right? There are various well-wishers. And age is not a concern. They can be younger to us or elder to us. Then Mitra. Mitra is someone who is well-wishing, but he is of the same age. So there are people around us who are elder to us, younger to us, same age, and they are well-wishing. They are thinking good for us. So those are Surhit and Mitra. Udasina. Then there are some people who are Udasin. Udasin means okay. The word one more is Ari. Ari. Ari means enemy. Here the enemy is like this, that some reason is that a person doesn't like me. Okay, for some reason some person doesn't like me. Udasina means people who are neutral to us. They neither love us, they neither get angry on us. There is no reason for that. Okay, these are udasin, these are neutral. Madhyastha. Madhyastha is someone who is neutral to everyone, not just me but everyone. Such people also there around us. Then envious. Envious means without a real good reason, that person is doesn't like us. He doesn't like us. Bandushu. Bandushu means these are people who love us without a reason. Many people love us for certain reason, but these are some people who don't without any reason they love us. They just like us for what we are. We have some friends, right? Completely non-judgmental. They just like us, isn't it? So these are bandhu. Then sadhu, pious people are there around us. Papeshu. Papeshu means sinners. Those who are criminals, they're doing all kinds of stupid activities, sinful activities. All these people we are looking at at samabuddhi, equal intelligence. Okay, that is needed to do this yoga. Samadrishti is needed. So samadrishti in terms of situations that are happening around us: happiness, distress, cold, hot, honor, dishonor. Then things around us: gold, silver, pebbles, stone. Then third thing is people around us. Some people are well wishers, some are envious, some are neutral, some are sinners, some are very auspicious. To all of them we are looking at samadrishti, equal eyes, equal mind. We are neither getting too much happy with it, neither becoming too much sad or despising it. So that is a samadrishti here. When such a thing is there, then doing dhyana yoga is easier. Okay, so we'll stop here. It's 2 p.m. Any questions or any comments? Next week we'll continue from verse number 10. But any questions? Any comments? Yes.
This chapter is very practical, Prabhuji. I mean, all chapters like this is a
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So this is a dhyana yoga. This is a meditation to be done by a karma yogi, and certain principles from these can be taken by bhakti yogi also. So bhakti yogi also needs to have this samadrishti of various situations, people around us, things around us, and then practicing bhakti yoga, that is chanting the holy name, many other things, becomes easier and becomes fruitful. Somebody who's not able to achieve this samadrishti will keep his mind disturbed, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Somebody whose heart is troubled by envious person, something bad happened to him, something he lost. You cannot tell that person meditate. You cannot tell that person to do yoga. You cannot tell them that person to do bhakti yoga also. Yeah, because it's too disturbed.
Hmm.
So samadrishti is an important qualification for yoga.
Prabhuji, in modern times, I mean, these days, when the success is measured in terms of, like how many KPIs, how many awards, recognition, etc., where the means is not evaluated or justified. It's only the end result taken. And that's why people end up doing a lot of unfair things, just opposite to what we are now reading here.
Okay.
And maybe that is causing them a lot of anxieties later. I don't know.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So definitely we have to achieve certain success. We have to complete our goals
Mm.
in our work life,
Yeah.
that in our daily life also.
Yeah.
But if a failure comes,
Mm.
if a setback comes, which will
Yeah.
definitely come. And it is not like it has come in our life. Even in the
Yeah.
people who have more successful, they have also had setbacks.
Mm.
Like Usain Bolt, fastest
Yes.
runner,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Mm.
So because before he got the Olympic gold, I think in the Beijing Olympics he got the first gold. He had taken part in the previous Olympic also, and there he had not got even one medal.
Yeah.
But from the next Olympic he started getting medals. And the next Olympic came after, I guess, 5 years, right?
4 years, probably.
Four
Every four
years.
years. Yeah.
So even successful people have to go through setbacks.
Mm.
Anyway, my point is, um, we have to work hard to get these goals. And if a
Mm.
setback happens, learn from it, but don't get carried away in the extremes of sadness. And if
Yeah.
success also happens, don't get carried away by it, and focus on the next thing that is there.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So, and along with all these things, we have to practice yoga also. In this
Mm.
case, Krishna is talking about Dhyan Yoga. In our case, we will do Bhakti Yoga. We will chant the holy name. There are 5 main activities to be done in Bhakti Yoga. First is chanting the holy name. Second is um, reading Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yeah.
Like that, there are 5 activities which Rupa Goswami says.
Yes. Yes. Like the prasadam, deity worship, like.
1 minute, I'll just say. Taking help of
Yeah.
the
Yeah. It is good. This is good. I think, Ravi. Five
so
potent
chanting, yeah,
activities.
5 potent activities. 5 is chanting, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, associating with devotees, sadhu sangha, worshipping the deity, and residing in a holy place. Or if you are residing in a city, that should be like a holy place.
Yeah.
So these are 5 potent activities of a bhakti yoga. Um, okay. Okay. Any other question? Any other comment?
Prabhuji, we learned about the 64 art. So is it that we have to improve in those arts to self discover and improve ourselves and gradually improve in bhakti, or is it like we have to do that with respect to alongside of bhakti and improve? How is that art? We should make use of it for ourselves.
Okay. Okay. So in Nectar of Devotion, that is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Rupa Goswami lists 64 items of devotional service. 64 items of devotional service, in which the 5 topmost is what we discussed last, just few minutes back. Okay. So in case of Bhakti Yoga, it is 64 items that Rupa Goswami says. Let me see if there is any picture or someone may have made 64 items. Okay, it's there.
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
Angas
so
of the
it
bhakti.
is
Yeah.
the foundational principles core. Okay, like this, there are 64 of them. Let me see if any picture is there or something like that.
64. Prabhuji.
Okay, somebody must have made one list. Okay, not available, but But here, it's a list over there. There are 64 items of devotion service. So go through this nectar of devotion to understand what all activities we need to do to improve our devotion service, of which the 5 potent forms of devotional service are there. What is that? Residing in Mathura, worshipping deity of the Lord, reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, serving a devotee, guru or advanced devotees, and chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay. So as far as Bhakti Yoga is considered, these are the 5 top devotional activities, plus there are other 64 activities. Now, the 64 arts that I mentioned, that is for the development of the person. In the education in the Vedic traditional education, these 64 arts were taught. Apart from Shastric study, apart from Shastra Vidya, like that. These 64 arts were also taught. In the Vedic life, these 64 arts were enough to live peacefully in the world. Okay. So the point is, those 64 arts are meant to for education purpose and livelihood purpose. Okay, how to live in this world and all that. And for the devotional service, the 64 items are there, of which these are 5 items which are topmost. So I hope I clarified between the two.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So now question is, what to do of the 64 arts, right? So the 64 arts, we have to use it in Krishna service. Okay. One of the 64 arts is how to make garlands, which was taught in Gurukuls. You use it in Krishna service. One of the art could be learning, Sanskrit language. So then use it in reading the Shastras and all that. Like that. Cooking was one of the art. So now use it in Krishna service. Cook bhoga for Krishna, offer it to Krishna, and have prasadam. So that is the linkage. How we need to link those skills, those arts in Krishna service. Does that make sense now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay. Any other last questions before we close? Okay. So we don't have any questions. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sripad Ramanacharya ki jai, Sripad Yamunacharya ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank